Let's begin with US President Donald Trump, who has yet again spoken out on the H-1B visa issue. Trump took to Twitter, and I quote him here, "H-1B holders in the US can rest assured that changes are soon coming which will bring both simplicity and certainty to your stay, including a potential path to citizenship. We want to encourage talented and highly skilled people to pursue career options in the US," unquote. That's the latest. As far as the H-1B visa issue is concerned, positive signals coming in from US President Donald Trump, tweeting in support and in favor of H-1B visa holders, saying that the US wants highly talented and skilled people to continue working in the US. Now, the shutdown has affected the entire country. Let's take a look at some of the key factors and sectors that have been hit in the US. Over 180,000 US government workers have been granted leave of absence and they're not being paid. Around 420,000 US government employees are working without pay. Tens of thousands of contractors who rely on the US federal government but are not full-time employees are not being paid and are less likely to receive arrears. US federal contractors could be losing a combined $200 million per day. In January jobs report, most of the workers who have been furloughed will be counted as unemployed, affecting the unemployment rate as well. Now, the Food and Drug Administration of the country has stopped some inspections of food items, including fruit, meat, seafood, and vegetables, with nearly 50% of the FDA staff in the US off the job due to the shutdown. Some agency employees worry about the safety and health of the American public. Pending company mergers are being slowed because Securities and Exchange Commission is not fully staffed. It could adversely impact the American economy. America's Justice Ministry has asked for a delay on a lawsuit that could invalidate the Affordable Care Act, or Obamacare, under which millions obtain health insurance, a program that provides food assistance to more than 7 million people. Low-income pregnant women could be scrapped this month as well. Now, moving on from that, thousands of Secret Service agents are working without pay, putting America at the risk of security lapses as well. Border Patrol agents are still working but without pay. Some Border Patrol officers have sued the Trump government over the missing pay, and about 41,000 active duty Coast Guard men who are working without pay and are unsure when they will see the next paychecks were being told that they should consider alternative of having garage sales. Wildfire prep work and firefighter training have been halted, as well as several thousand US forest officers and workers were furloughed. Now, let's take a look at some of the other longest shutdowns in American history. The first on the list is a 21-day long shutdown from the year 1996. The Republican-controlled legislature wanted to slash government spending and proposed cuts to Bill Clinton's federal budget. Clinton refused to sign the amended budget, wanting more for health, education, and environment. The two sides took almost 3 weeks to resolve their differences and work out a middle path. Next on the list is the shutdown from the year 1978. Democratic President Jimmy Carter faced a 17-day government shutdown in spite of his party controlling both houses of the legislature. Carter disagreed with several funding bills that included expenditure that he felt was wasteful. Now, away from that, he was vetoed as well. Controversial funding for abortion services also slowed things down, but all issues were eventually overcome and the shutdown eventually ended. Next up was another shutdown. The shutdown over Obamacare. The Republican-controlled lower chamber that's when President Barack Obama would not support killing his healthcare policy, and the Democrat-controlled upper chamber of the legislature rejected the bill. Now, about 800,000 federal employees were affected by that shutdown as well, and they were stood up during the 16-day shutdown until Republicans finally decided that it was important to drop their provision that would have gutted Obamacare. And then there is a 12-day shutdown in the year 1977. The shutdown was over the contentious issue of abortion, where Democrats controlled both chambers of the legislature, but they still fought over the issue of federal medical aid money being spent on abortion. The issue was never resolved during the 12-day shutdown, with both chambers agreeing to keep the status quo so the government could reopen, but with the understanding that negotiations would continue. Now, away from the US and shifting focus to India. India's cricket team captain seems to be unstoppable at the moment on the field and off it as well. Now, after a prolonged period of inaction, the Indian government has finally decided to shift focus away from India's capital, New Delhi, and work towards combating pollution nationwide. But the move almost immediately came from under fire from experts for lacking focus and ambition. Indian Environment and Climate Change Minister Harshvardhan unveiled the National Clear Air Programme on Thursday. The 5-year action plan aims to reduce toxic particulate matter by 20% by the year 2024. The National Clean Air Programme will cover 102 worst affected cities in India. The plan aims to substantially cut industrial emissions and vehicular fumes through a number of steps. The government will also introduce stringent rules for biomass burning and reducing dust pollution. It will also upgrade and increase monitoring systems throughout the country. India, the world's fastest growing major economy, is home to the 14 most polluted cities on the globe. This is according to the World Health Organization. A Lancet Planetary Health study last month showed the grim reality of the huge number of lives lost to pollution. The study said that toxic air claimed more than 1 million lives in India in the year 2017. The launch of the program coincides with the peak pollution levels in northern India, especially New Delhi, the capital, where the air quality index remains in the very poor category. Rain is forecasted in New Delhi over the weekend, which is expected to help bring down pollution levels. While green bodies and environmentalists welcomed the initial step, they were also skeptical about the government's seriousness in implementing the plan. Experts stressed that it needs a clear-cut action plan, provide sector-wise targets, and also have a strong legal backing to take action in cases of non-implementation. Now, massive protests against Pakistan has erupted in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. Large number of residents and political activists have gathered in Muzaffarabad city, protesting against the construction of Neelum-Jhelum hydropower project in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. The protest is being organized by the student wing of United Kashmir People's National Party, and the agitators were seen raising slogans against Water and Power Development Authority, demanding the immediate stalling of the power project construction. Locals have held that Pakistan has deprived them of basic needs, including water. A massive water crisis has hit Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, forcing people to live in uninhabitable conditions. The protesters have vowed to continue their fight until justice is delivered.